Hello and welcome to my podcast channel. My name is Eloise Tompkins and I'm a money coach and psychologist. And today I want to talk to you about how your fear of visibility might be holding you back from making more money in your business. Now, visibility and money and trauma. I'm going to put that word in there as well, trauma. And I have a love-hate relationship with the word trauma because I think when people hear the word trauma, they automatically either go, yes, I've experienced trauma and it was huge in my childhood. Or they go to, oh, I didn't experience trauma. Like, I had a great childhood. We don't need to think about trauma quite so black and white. Trauma is just something that your brain found too much to process at that point in time. It was too hard for your brain to process whatever happened. And that is trauma. It can be something big that happened in your life. It can be little micro experiences, like you might have had a stutter, and if you had a stutter and people made fun of you, then that cumulative effect of being made fun of can impact you, and that can be traumatic. Now, when it comes to visibility in our business, I see a lot of women who hate being visible in their business. They don't want to show up on socials. They don't want to speak to camera. They want to be a speaker, but they're too scared of putting themselves out there because, or what if they get judged? They go to networking events. There's an opportunity to do a 30-second spiel about what your business is. They don't take it because they don't want all of those eyeballs in the room looking at them. That fear of visibility is costing you money. You are leaving money on the table. But it's not just as easy to say, well, do the thing. Because what I see is this visceral response in people's body where they're like, oh, I don't want to talk about my business in a public arena. Like, it makes me so uncomfortable. Or they recoil and pull back. And I see that physical response and they're not even aware of it. And I know that because I ask. Yes, I'm a blast to be around at networking events. No, I am, I promise. But those visceral responses that we have in our body, they're the things that are actually stopping us from taking the action that would help us move forward. Because we have such a strong feeling in our body and it feels really yucky. Like, oh, I don't like it. We have this feeling in our body, and that feeling in our body is telling us, don't do it. 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 Because something bad's going to happen. And deep down, we know that nothing bad is going to happen. But that feeling in our body is telling us something bad is going to happen to you. Do not do it. And so we listen because fear is our survival mechanism. Fear is that thing that tells us, don't do that, you're going to die. And it's kind of like if, I don't know if you've ever had food poisoning before. Chances are you've had food poisoning. I had food poisoning a couple of years ago and I was really devastated because it was my favorite ramen. It was my favorite seafood ramen. So two things. And I got so sick and I'm pretty sure it was the mussel. And to this day, I still struggle to eat ramen. I still struggle to eat mussels, which I'm devastated about because I love both of them. But my body, whenever I think about ramen, whenever I see ramen, whenever I walk past a ramen place or see a mussel, my body has a physical reaction. And I'm like, oh, I can feel my stomach churn. And I'm like, oh, I want to eat it, but I don't know. And that is my body sending out these physical cues saying, I don't know if you're safe. I don't know if you can trust that. Something bad might happen. You might die. And my body is sending out this aversion to that food so that I don't eat it, so that I don't get sick, so that I don't die. Now, that is kind of a logical-ish example, even though logically I know that I'm not going to die from eating a mussel, but we can see how that links. Because if you eat something bad and then you die, not great. But when it comes to visibility, there isn't a clear link. It's not like we go, oh, I need to speak about my business, or I'm going to die. It doesn't quite work like that. But the thing is, our fear response, sometimes it works incredibly well. and we've got a tiger in front of us. We want our fear response to kick in. But sometimes, if we've grown up in environments where we have experienced traumas that we're not consciously aware of in our childhood, then our brain is really, really smart and complex. It learns those experiences that you had as a kid, where you were stuttering and are now forming experiences as an adult that are linked somehow to our relationship with money, or visibility, which means that you can then struggle to do those things in the here and now, even though it's unrelated. And so that's why it's so important to not just consider our relationship with visibility or money, but to think about how our past also influences all of the experiences that we've had. Because when we're able to understand those past experiences, those past traumas, heal those, let go of those, release that early fear that our young self didn't know how to manage, then we can step into the here and now and do the things that are actually going to help us grow our business. So there's so much more that I could and want to unpack, but I want to keep these videos short for you, so keep them really short and sharp. But drop your comments into the comment box below, because I would love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to hear what you would like to learn more of, and I can create some more content around that. Okay, thank you. Bye.